Hey, what's up guys? Another video here. So yesterday Trump actually signed some executive orders, so let me go over what happened. Trump tried to assert executive power by signing 4 actions on the illness relief Saturday, one of which will provide as much as $400 in enhanced unemployment benefits after Democrats in the White House were unable to reach an agreement on the stimulus bill this Friday. The other 3 actions he signed include a memorandum on a payroll tax holiday for Americans earning less than $100K, an executive order on assistance to renters and homeowners, and a memorandum on deferring student loan payments. Quote, "I'm taking action to provide an additional or extra $400 a week and expanded benefits $400. That's generous, but we want to take care of our people," Trump said about his memorandum on unemployment benefits at his golf club in New Jersey. However, state must agree to enter into a financial arrangement with the federal government for any unemployed person living there to get any of the additional benefits. The federal government is requiring states to pick up the tab for 25% or $100 of the $400 additional benefit each person may be able to receive weekly in additional aid. Up to $44 billion from the disaster relief fund will be made available for lost wage assistance to supplement state payments, according to the memorandum issued by the White House shortly after Trump's news conference. When asked about the president's executive action asking states to pay 25% of the $400 unemployment relief, an official from a northeastern state run by a Democratic governor laughed. Quote, "We don't have that money." This official went on to say that there were not any given notice on this executive action and that in the wake of the illness, their funds are completely tapped. States have asked Congress to provide them with an additional $500 billion to shore up their budgets, which have been crushed by the loss of tax revenue amid the illness. This has been one of the main points of contention between Democrats who want to allocate additional aid and Republicans who don't want to bail out what was already said as badly managed states. The millions of Americans who filed for jobless benefits have drained several states' unemployment benefits trust funds. Already 10 states have borrowed nearly $20 billion from the Treasury Department to cover their share of payments, which typically last 26 weeks. Also, because Congress has not authorized an extension of extra federal unemployment assistance, the state will have to set up an entirely new system to deliver the additional aid, which could take months. Trump administration officials and Republicans haven't wanted to continue the $600 supplement, which expired July 31st and was part of the historic expansion to the nation's unemployment benefits program lawmakers passed in the CARES Act in March. Mitch McConnell praised Trump's executive actions and continued the partisan finger-pointing, blaming Democrats for having sabotaged the talks. Quote, "Struggling Americans need action now. Since Democrats have sabotaged backroom talks with absurd demands that would not help working people, I support President Trump exploring his options to get unemployment benefits and other relief to the people who need them the most." Pelosi and Schumer criticized Trump's executive actions, describing them as meager and accusing the president of not grasping the severity of the current crisis. Quote, "We're disappointed that instead of putting in the work to solve Americans' problems, the president instead chose to stay on his luxury golf course to announce unworkable, weak, and narrow policy announcements to slash the unemployment benefits that millions desperately need and endanger seniors, Social Security, and Medicare," Pelosi stated. Sleepy Joe called Trump's actions half-baked. Quote, "This is no art of the deal," Sleepy Joe said in a statement. "This is not presidential leadership. These orders are not real solutions. They are just another cynical ploy designed to deflect responsibility. Some measures do far more harm than good." If he's reelected, Trump said he plans to forgive the taxes and make permanent cuts to payroll taxes. Quote, "I'm going to make them all permanent," he said. Trump also said Saturday his administration was looking at additional income tax and capital gains tax cuts for American taxpayers. Quote, "We are going to be looking at capital gains for the purpose of creating jobs, and income taxes is self-explanatory, and it will be income tax for middle income and lower income people, but middle income people who pay a lot of the income tax, you have tax inequality. I'm saying that as a Republican, and you do have tax inequality," Trump said. He did not provide further details. Okay, so we don't actually know if the executive orders will go through. The Democrats are going to try to appeal the executive actions in court. However, this does not include the stimulus checks. So again, just wash that off your plate because you're not going to be getting them by late August. You'll be getting it hopefully by late September. But again, don't take these actions as law because we don't know how much the Democrats are going to go as far as trying to revoke or repeal whatever he signed into executive orders. So we don't know what's going to happen. So don't count on this in the meantime. And we have to see in the coming weeks what happens with these executive orders. But my personal opinion is I believe the Democrats are just trying to push this and try to make Trump look bad for the election. Again, I'm fairly apolitical, but it's kind of clear that they kind of want to push the agenda further and further. And again, in the meantime, people are suffering because of that. But again, they did go back down to 2 trillion, so I do see some compromise on the Democrat side, but I think the goal here is for Trump to be painted in a very negative light amidst all the illness proceedings and also the stimulus checks and the stimulus package, so that Sleepy Joe gets elected. And again, it may be a personal agenda on Pelosi's part. She just seems very childish and immature about the entire process. But at minimum, they're trying to negotiate and go down. But again, 2 trillion seems to be too much for the Senate Republicans. And again, even if we were to go into vote in the Senate, it may not pass. I also think that Sleepy Joe is in no position to become president. He is suffering from severe dementia and he doesn't know what's going on, doesn't know where he is. His staff tries to pull him from any type of public discourse, or they try not to expose him too long to the public or to reporters. And he just is facing a lot of mental lapses while he is campaigning, so it is very troubling to see that. But anyways, let's see what happens. Again, let's see what happens in the coming weeks with the executive orders, see if they actually get executed. Again, the Democrats are going to immediately appeal his executive orders, so let's see. But anyways, if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. And if you are interested in my book, please see the Amazon link down below. It explains how I at 35 became a multimillionaire by only having a salary from 40K to 81.5K from the ages of 22 to 35. It goes over income, expenses, and more importantly, investing. So that's it, guys, and stay tuned for the next video.